Hello everyone, the two people that watch my videos. This is just going to be a video talking about how I have been covering my eyebrows, what routine I use. I'm really only going to be putting makeup on the top half of my face because I was breaking out right here and I just don't feel like putting makeup on it right now. Yeah, this is not going to be a full makeup video, just eyebrow tutorial. So first, I'm just going to show you the tools that I use and what you're going to need. So with any eyebrow covering routine, regardless of what steps you do, you're pretty much always going to need the Elmer's glue stick. This is the purple one that dries clear. A lot of drag queens and people that do makeup like to use this one because it goes on purple, and once it dries it's clear, so you know when you can do another layer. So I'm going to be using this Elmer's glue stick. This next tool I use, you can use a spoolie, but I use this because the teeth are more fine on this comb, but it is dangerous. This is a eyelash comb. It's metal and it's sharp. I don't know why or who made this. I don't know why they made it like this, but yeah, it's an eyelash comb and the teeth are really, really fine, and it's good to really brush up your eyebrow hairs. Next, you're going to need some kind of color correctors. This palette is super thick. Like, the concealers and color correctors are super thick and super high coverage. I wouldn't use this on my wearable makeup. Wearable as in like something that I don't normally use this. Yeah, it's too much for me, but it works good for covering eyebrows. Use whatever color correctors you have or you want to use. Just, yeah. And then you're going to need some kind of high coverage concealer. I use Hard Candy Glamouflage concealer. I can't really recommend any other ones because I haven't really been using any other ones, but high coverage concealer. And then whatever foundation you use. I've been using LA Girl Pro Matte High Definition Longwear Matte Foundation. It's like $8.99 and it's really good. I really like it. It has pretty good coverage and it's pretty cheap. Another crucial thing that you're going to need for this is some kind of setting powder. A lot of people use this one, the Ben Nye Neutral Set. Not really sure. Wow. Go away. I got this quite a while ago, and it says it was $6. I bought it on the Ben Nye site. Not sure how much it is now, but it says you can have it open for 48 months. So I think I'm okay. A lot of people who do eyebrow covering in their makeup use this. You could use any translucent setting powder you want. It's just, I had this already and I saw that a lot of people used it, so I was like, wow, cool. Since it is in this container, I just have this e.l.f. powder container. I don't use the powder, but I use the lid to pour the powder in, and you're gonna need a powder puff to pack the powder on. You're gonna need some kind of foundation applicator, whether you use a brush or a sponge, I don't know. I always use a sponge, so I have a beauty sponge. And yeah, that's pretty much all you're gonna need. I want to talk about color correcting a little bit. So obviously I have really dark brown, almost black hair. It's a little bit red down here, but I have dark hair. I have dark eyebrows. And dark hair usually tends to have blue undertones, from what I have come to understand. If you have lighter hair, I don't know, watch another video, sorry. But if you have dark hair, like me, let's go to art class. So we're not going to talk about the tertiary colors. We're going to mostly talk about the primary and secondary colors. So dark hair, blue undertones. You're going to want to choose a color corrector that is the complementary color of the undertones to cancel it out. So as you can see, blue's complementary color is orange. See? Wow. So you're going to want to use an orangey color corrector. I'm going to get into showing the first step. You're going to take your fancy, high-end, super expensive Elmer's glue stick. And if you've watched other eyebrow covering videos, everyone pretty much does it the same. You're just going to go like this, and you're going to smear it into your eyebrows. You're going to do, well, I'm going to do a swirling motion, and this gets it into all the hairs. This is what a lot of people do. Then you're going to take your dangerous eyelash comb, or if you're smart, your spoolie. And I don't have a mirror. Let's use this, because this is sharp. I need to see. And you're just going to comb your hairs. I'm trying so hard not to cough. You're going to comb your hairs up like this. And don't worry if they're not sticking down yet. We're just trying to get this direction, this upward direction of all the hairs, and then we'll fix it. So, combing your hairs up like this. Now, you're going to take the glue stick again, and you're going to layer the glue over the hairs going up. Like so. Now, the reason why I use this treacherous metal eyelash comb, like I said before, is because it really combs through all the hairs and gets them to be super uniform and neat going upwards, which makes it look less noticeable when you are done covering it up. It's going to make it look more like you actually shaved your eyebrows off. And that's what we want. Don't worry if you get glue on your skin. You can wipe it off with a makeup wipe or a baby wipe. Now, we wait for this layer to dry. And this is what it looks like with the first layer of glue on, with the brow hairs brushed upwards. So now we wait for it to dry. So now that the first layer of glue is basically dry, you're going to take the glue stick and you're going to put another layer of glue over the top of it. Like this. In the same direction. Do not go down or to the side. You want the hairs to stay going up. We're trying to create a smooth surface. And now guess what we do? We wait again. So now layer 2 of the glue is dried. And guess what we're going to do now? We're going to put another layer on. So you're just going to layer the glue on again. This is the third layer of glue, same exact thing, going upwards with the hairs, like so, and we wait. We wait for it to dry. Now, this is going to be the last layer of glue that I do. Sometimes I do 4, sometimes I do 3. This time I'm doing 3. And yeah, we just wait for this to dry, and then I'll show you the next step. So now that the third layer of glue is dried down, we're going to start with the powder. So the powder that I mentioned before, the Ben 9 Neutral Set Colorless Face Powder, we're going to take that and you're just going to put it in some kind of container. This is the lid of the e.l.f. powder. And I'm going to take my little powder puff and I'm going to get some powder on it. And you're just going to take it and press it onto the eyebrow, like so. Press it. Press. 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 Like that. Then you wait a little bit. After you wait a little bit, you brush the excess powder off in the direction that the hairs are going, just in case. It probably won't mess it up, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And this is what it looks like right now. And see, now that it's covered with the powder, you can kind of tell that it has blue undertones. like I mentioned before, the blue undertones for the orange color corrector, which is the next step. So now that we have it all powdered and it's looking pretty blue, you're going to want to take a color corrector that is orangey. So I'm gonna, it's gross, sorry, but you know. These two right here, they're pretty orange. And I'm just gonna take my ring finger and I'm gonna mix the two. Not for any particular reason, just because I feel like it. And once that's on my finger, all I'm gonna do is put it on the place where the powder is, like so, going upward with the hairs, just like every other step. Just like this. And I'll bring it down a little bit onto the eyelid. And bring it up a little bit too, so that there's not a line of glue right there. And this is what we have so far. Next, you're going to want to take your... I'd recommend you use a beauty blender, just because that's what I know how to use. So you're going to take your beauty blender, your beauty sponge, and you're going to just blend it out a little bit. And be careful, because usually these high coverage concealers or color correctors like this one, it's tacky, but just blending it out a little bit so that it's not so harsh, like this. But yeah, be careful, because since it's tacky, if you go over the place where the eyebrow hairs are, it might pull up on it, and we don't want the hairs to come out of place. We're just buffing it out a little bit like this. And it's already looking pretty good, I think. So that's the color corrector. Next, that powder. We're going to take this powder again. There's a lot of layers to this. So we're going to take some powder, a good amount, and we're going to press it onto the eyebrow, the area again, like this. So press the powder in all over, like this. And then just brush off the excess. In the same direction as the hairs, like this. Next, you're going to want to take your high coverage concealer, and I'm going to be using the Glamouflage Hard Candy Concealer and a little bit of the concealers in this palette. So I'm going to take some of this Hard Candy Concealer on the back of my hand, like so. And I'm just going to warm it up with my ring finger a little bit. And I'm going to layer it over the top where the eyebrow is, or where the eyebrow was, like this. Layer it on like that. Then going into this palette, I'm just going to take a mixture of these lighter fleshy tone concealers and go over it a little bit like this. It's like that. And then take my beauty sponge again and blend it out a bit. You hear that? It's so tacky. Generally, when I do makeup where I cover my brows, I don't bother putting primer on my forehead. My problem areas on my face are going to be right here and on my nose and right here. So that's where I really need my pore filling primers to fill in my pores and make it look smoother, but I don't really bother with primer up here. So now we have it all concealed. We're going to take some more of this powder and we're going to pack it on again. Like I said, this has a lot of layers. And you're just going to brush off the excess in the same direction as before. Like so. Here it is, all concealed. And we'll move on to the next step. Oh my gosh, I got powder all over me. So, the last step would be doing your regular foundation routine. That's all I did. I just did my foundation routine right on top of everything that I have explained before. My face is really red because I'm sick. It's cold. It's kicking my butt in ways that I've never had my butt kicked with a cold. One of the things it's doing is making my face really red. Other than being sick and my face being extra red compared to how it is normally, I just kind of suck at color matching. I don't want my face to be red. I want it to match my neck, obviously, so that's why it's not very red. My neck's not red. But yeah. Yeah, I really don't have an excuse for why I suck so bad at color matching. I do use a mixture of foundation, so it's different every time. It's not that nobody sells my shade because I'm pale. My shade is available. I really have no excuse. I just suck at it. So if you don't suck like me, you'll match your foundation better. But just for the sake of making this video progress, I just left it as it is. Yeah, just a little disclaimer about that. Don't suck like I do. After you've done your foundation and you've powdered and whatever you usually do, you can do whatever you want now with this covered eyebrow. So here's the covered eyebrow, and here's the uncovered eyebrow. I think it looks pretty good. It took me 3 or 4 tries to test different things out and see what works best for me. But what I've showed you is what has worked the best for me and given me the best results. And it's this. The main benefit in my personal use of this is that my eyebrow is really close to my eye. So I don't have that much room. But if I cover my eyebrow and move it up higher, then I have more room to do cool eye makeup. I do have a pretty short forehead, I think. The distance between my natural eyebrow and my top of my forehead's not that big. So when I move it up, say like right here, I have a really short forehead, but what can you do? Oh yeah, you could do whatever you want. You could put stamps right here. You could do anything. Put stamps. You could, yeah. The possibilities are endless. What you're seeing is not my eyebrow hairs, actually. It's the shadow of my muscle right here. The muscle that would arch my eyebrow. And there it is. Yeah, that's all the steps. I really hope this video is helpful. I know I did a pictorial on this on my Instagram and my story. And I figured I might as well do a video too because I could talk about it more and I can add subtitles and hopefully it'll be more helpful this way. If you use this method, I hope it turns out well. Comment and tell me what you want to see next. More tutorial type videos like this, or makeup related or art related or whatever. I just like making videos for fun. But yeah, I hope it was helpful and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.